Hey guys, so before we get into the video, I just wanted to point out that I kind of fucked up major time with this one and forgot to make sure the audio was plugged in and set up properly. So no audio recorded when I filmed this video. So the video is probably, as you saw from the thumbnail, it's Primark, Penneys Primark, unicorn brushes, and I didn't want to re-record it and kind of fake a first impressions kind of thing, so I just said I'd do a voiceover. Yeah, this is probably my 15th time trying to do this voiceover, so yeah, let's just get into it, for the love of God. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know what the story with this intro is. I do weird shit when I'm awkward. So there's the brushes. They're really pretty. I'm not really into the whole unicorn trend. That's just absolutely everywhere right now, but I still think they're really pretty. So I don't know what that face was about. I think I'm talking about the whole unicorn trend here and how it's just like nuts. So that's a foundation brush, bronzer brush, highlighter brush, packing brush for shimmers, and a crease brush as well. So you have 3 face brushes and 2 eye brushes in the set, so you've got 5 brushes altogether. I'm just kind of struggling here to get the packet open. Oh yeah, I'm showing off my little pineapple, my new little pineapple there. I'm trying to get this background a little bit more exciting. I'm going to put a picture back there and some more lights and stuff. Yeah, those hand movements. Yeah, good job. Just try and make it look a little bit more interesting, because I realise my background is crap. So, but I love my little pineapple. Oh yeah, I had no idea that there was a bag in the set as well. Just like really pretty shimmery silver shimmer makeup bag. I'm guessing they're for the brushes, but the bag is huge, as you can see there. It is absolutely massive. So yeah, you get a foundation brush, a flat top kind of foundation brush. It feels kind of got a weird kind of plasticky handle. Well, I say weird, not in a bad way. It feels kind of got a weird texture to it, but it's really nice. The brushes are really soft as well, I found. Oh yeah, that weird sticky stuff that sticks it to the packaging. I hate that stuff so much. As you can see, like they are really soft, and I just had to put them on my face, because don't you always do that when you get new brushes? You just have to just feel how soft they are on your face. Your hands just aren't enough. So that's the bronzer kind of brush, and you can see yourself, like that's evidence right there pretty much that they are really soft, and they've got a nice substantial kind of weight to them as well. They don't feel really cheap, even though they are pennies and they were €9. They don't feel like really cheap. So there's a fan highlighting brush, and it's got that like weird thing they go up at the ends for some reason, which I thought was kind of strange at first, so I pointed it out, but as you'll see later on, I don't find that it actually affected the application or anything. So that's the crease brush for your eyes. This brush shedded a lot. Like, I had a lot of problems with this brush shedding wise, as you'll see, and I'm just seeing how it would fit into the crease. It fit really nice into the crease. And this is the flat kind of shimmer packing brush, a bit bigger than I would typically use for a packing brush, but it did the job. So there's all the brushes in the bag. As you can see, it's a really big bag. Like, there was loads of space in there for probably makeup, whatever you want for traveling. I was really sad about this, not catching this part. I told this like really funny what had happened to me before I sat down to record. I sat down and looked at my coffee just to record, and there was like this thing floating on the top, and I thought it was floating coffee beans, and it turns out it was a fly floating in my coffee. So yeah, I literally almost drank it, so thank God I didn't. Yeah, so I'm taking the Urban Decay foundation and the LA Girl foundation and mixing them together. That's just the pure white one, just to lighten it a little bit. I'll link everything down below just because I realise I'm moving kind of fast here, so I'll link everything down below if you didn't catch what anything is. The Urban Decay foundation is waterproof, and I was gonna have a long day out, like, and about at the festival, at the Galway International Arts Festival, so just in case it started raining, which was very, very possible here in Ireland, so I'm just going in with the foundation brush here, and you can see yourself, like, it's blending out the foundation quite nice. Yeah, I'm commenting there on how I look like a ghost, which I do. Like, the foundation, you know, mixed with the white at first is really, really light, but the foundation and the white foundation mixed together, like, I look like a ghost, but they do the Urban Decay foundation oxidizes, so I had to go in with a sponge on my nose. It's not the brush's fault, honestly. It's my nose picks up makeup so weird. No matter what brushes I use, I have to go in with a sponge after, so yeah, and I'm just grabbing a little bit more foundation just to build it up a bit. And I didn't find that, like, it, you know, I felt everything built it up really just fine with the brush, with the foundation brush. Everything looked grand, built up really well and normal, as it would with any other of my, you know, brushes that I use regularly. And the foundation brush isn't really dense. It's nice and kind of, I don't want to use the word flimsy, like, oh yeah, my hand just kept going up out of nowhere. Chicken claw, as Desi Perkins might call it. I'm comparing here the brush to the Blank Canvas F20, which is a really, really, really popular foundation brush. They're an Irish brand. As you can see, they're like really, really, really identical. Well, not really identical, but really, really, really similar. The Blank Canvas was a little bit more dense though. So this is the bronzer brush, powder brush, or whatever. They have no names on them, so just use them for whatever. Honestly, whatever works for you, just use them for that. I use this to set under my eyes, even though I'd usually use a smaller brush for under my eyes, but I just rolled with it. Like, I wanted to try and get do my whole face with just these 5 brushes and try and challenge myself and see if I could. Maybe if you're a beginner, you're just looking for a set to just start with without spending a fortune on brushes. So yeah, it did the job, like, you know, whatever about it, it's grand. This is just any powder that you have sitting around that you like to use. This one I don't think you can get here in Ireland, but like, I'm not even mad about it. I just want to use it up. I hate wasting makeup, so I'm just using it. I feel indifferent about it. That's how I would describe. But the brush for setting powder, yeah, I nearly set my face with highlighter. Like, it's not my favorite brush for setting my face. Like, I'd usually use a denser, more compact brush to set my face. You get more coverage out of it. I don't think this set my face really well, but it did, you know, do the job. As you can see here, like, my face kind of still felt sticky a little bit, even though I had put on a layer of powder already, so I just kept putting on more, and I just kind of felt like I was using a lot of powder. So and then I used it to kind of bronze and contour my face. There's no contour brush, so I just went in with the 2 bronzer and contour shades. I look like I'm barely even touching my face, but honestly, that's what I always do with bronzer. It's the best way to make it not look really harsh and like too much. But I really, really, really have to say I love this brush for bronzer. It just worked absolutely perfectly. Like, it wasn't great for setting my face, but I think this is what it was made for, to be honest. As you can see, it fits perfectly right into the hollows of your face and gives you, like, really nice defined. But what you're looking for really when you bronze your face is kind of give your face some definition, and this is really tapered, as you can see here. So it, like, fits perfectly into the hollows of your face. It gives you some nice definition. Can't forget that under your 5 double chins. You have to do the whole lot, your forehead, cheekbones, and under your chin, otherwise it just doesn't look complete. And there's my hand again, being possessed. So I'm just taking Milani's Luminoso, the famous Luminoso, and doing blush with the same brush. And you know, you can get everything. I got it all done with this one brush, and I think everything looked fine. So you can make anything work, really, you know. It's definitely too big for me. I like to use a smaller brush for blush. That's really hard to say. Oh yeah, just getting the tip of my nose kind of just to make it look like the sun hit me. Yeah, make me sun kissed, I think I was saying there. So I'm just taking the luminizer, Mary Luminizer by the Balm, which is completely shattered, but I refuse to stop using it. I'm terrified to try and press it back into the pan. I've seen those types of videos where they press it back into the pan, but honestly I'm terrified. I'm just going to keep using the way it is. Ooh, girl. I haven't used this highlight in so long, and I just kind of fell in love with it again after this. I'm definitely gonna start using it more. Yeah, as what I'm saying here is this brush, I didn't find that it applied it like a stripe. You know, some fan brushes, it can be like a stripe of highlight, which just doesn't look natural. This, I felt applied it really in a more general area to make it look like your skin is naturally you know, glowy. You've actually got kind of glowy skin. Oh my god, that highlight. I probably should have chilled out with that. Yeah, it looked natural and nice. I didn't find it applied it in a straight line. So these are the two eyeshadow brushes. And here I am struggling again with it was really, really long hair. You can do it, girl. Just do it, girl.
Do it! Just do it!
I had to edit so much of the struggling out. I probably should have edited it all out, but I was struggling for so long. There was just really one long hair that would not come out of the barrel at all. So I'm just taking the Morphe the Morphe palette. Oh god, that sounds really bad. The Morphe X Kathleenlights palette, and just dipping into that kind of transition shade on the crease brush. And then I realised that I forgot to set my lids, so I just went in with a translucent face or whatever face powder I use on my face. It's kind of sad that nobody's talking about this Kathleenlights palette. Everybody's talking about Jacqueline palette, but this palette's really good too. Oh yeah, this is when my laptop died. Or almost died. That it picked up, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, so I'm just going in with the crease shades, or with the transition shade into my crease with that brush, and it did the job really, really well. After I pulled out all of those annoying shedding brushes or bristles, yeah, it looked really, really nice. I'd usually use a bigger kind of brush for applying my transition shade, but I honestly think that this brush really did the job nicely. So it's a lot smaller than I think I pull out a brush that I always use for my transition in a second. You can see the difference in size. This brush is really smaller and more would be to apply colours more precisely into the crease. But if you were, oh yeah, there was someone drilling outside and it was so annoying, and I was just losing my head. And then I realised the window was open, and if I just closed the window it would have been fine, but sure, it wasn't even picking up any audio anyway, so it didn't even really matter, did it? Yeah, so this is a Morphe brush. The thing is rubbed off on it, but I will link it down below. I'll try my best. You can see that the unicorn crease brush is a lot smaller. So I'm just going in with a deeper shade, a bit more concentrated out in the outer V and a bit lower down than the transition shade, just to add a bit more definition. The brush is perfect for. It's a bit too small for me for the transition, for applying transition shades. I think I like a bit of a bigger brush for that, but I really like this brush for this job, just applying a deeper shade a little bit more precisely into the crease. It worked really well for that. Yeah, so I'm going to go in with the shimmer packing brush now, and yeah, it feels really nice. It's a bit bigger than a brush I would typically use for packing on eyeshadows. If you're doing really precise like cut creases, I wouldn't use this brush, but if you're like just, I don't know, looking for a general packing brush, or you're a beginner or whatnot, like it does get the job done, as you'll see. Like it's, and I felt that it packed the colours down really pigmented, like it picked up the pigment really nicely and distributed it really nicely on the eyes. These shadows are nice anyway, so you know, but I felt like it worked really well, the brush, not the eyeshadows. And this is another thing I haven't been using in a while, the Kathleenlights palette, and it's another thing that I'm going to definitely force myself to use a bit more. Oh yeah, I realised that there was no pencil brush for under my eyes, and I really like to use a really small brush under my eyes. I don't like to use the same brush I used in my crease. Typically, I think it kind of drags your eyes down a bit much, but a bit too much for my liking. But I said for the sake of video, I'll just give it a try, and I made it work. Do you know, like the brush is small enough that I got away with it. But if you're someone that likes to just take whatever brush you use in your crease under your eyes anyway, well then it's not going to make much of a difference to you. But if you are someone that likes to use a pencil brush, you could get away with this. As you can see yourself, like it doesn't look too dark under my eyes. I only went in with the crease shade, by the way. I forgot to show that. The same crease shade I used first, by the way. I'm getting distracted. I used the same brush I used to pack shimmers on my eyelid to apply a shimmer highlight in my inner corner and on my brow bone, and yeah, it definitely worked. You can see, hopefully you can see here. Again, like you might like to use something smaller, but if you were stuck, it definitely worked. You can see there. It's definitely highlighted. Yeah, so I just threw on a lipstick, and I'm not wearing any mascara because I'm doing a mascara review. I was doing a mascara review after this, but again, that didn't work out because it didn't record any audio, so I'm just going to refilm that. But look out for that in a couple of days. So yeah, my final thoughts on the brushes are they're really nice. They're really good quality for Penneys. That sounds bad, but they are really decent quality for €9. They're got a decent weight to them. I don't want to say flimsy, but they're not really dense brushes. Flimsy is a negative connotation to it, but they are really nice. And you got the bag, as you just saw there. So if you liked this video, and if this was any help to you at all, give this video a like and subscribe and all of that, and a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.